Mr. Speaker, I'm very proud to be tabling a bill today calling upon the federal government to recognize February 21st of every year as International Mother Language Day. On that day in 1952, 5 students of the University of Dhaka protesting the imposition of Urdu on the Bengali population were killed by police. They became the martyrs of the Bengali language movement. In 1999, UNESCO recognized February 21st as International Mother Language Day. Every year, I host an International Mother Language Day event in my riding. I do so in part because I see in it something fundamentally Canadian, because what allowed us to be and what keeps us as one is a respect for the importance of our mother languages, because the culture of our First Nations is carried forward on this land in the form of over 60 distinct languages, and because we are home to languages spoken all over this world, including Bengali, the preservation of which inspired a day that through this bill we can make Canadian. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
My introduction, my way into the Bangladesh Canadian community here in the riding was through International Mother Language Day, and it's a very emotional day and deeply personal day for the community. And so I think you establish a different relationship by getting to know the community through this event.
আমি ঠিক 52-তে ঢাকায় ছিলাম না, ছিলাম কলকাতায়, বাবা মাকে দেখতে এসেছিলাম। কিন্তু প্রবল আন্দোলনের বিরাট সম্ভাবনা এবং বিশালত্ব অনুভব করে আমি ইমিডিয়েটলি ফিরে এলাম ঢাকায়।
7 years old at that time. Although I was quite young, very young, but what happened around me, I still remember very vividly that day. The sad environment, the fully charged atmosphere, angry faces of all the family members. I still remember very clearly.
This is the unique event in the history of mankind that martyrs simply for the honor and dignity of their own languages. Actually, in 47, India was divided into Pakistan and India itself. And Pakistan, Mr. Jinnah, the then Governor General of Pakistan, declared that Urdu and Urdu shall be the state language of Pakistan.
Let me make it very clear to you, leave no doubt that state language of Pakistan is going to be Urdu and no other language.
But the incident is that the Urdu percentage of Urdu speaking people was 6.1 and Bengali speaking people was 54.6%. So people reacted.
আমার খুব ভালো লাগছে যে যাওয়ার সুযোগ পাচ্ছি এবং খুব কাছে না, মেলা দূরে আমরা যাচ্ছি সেখানে আন্তর্জাতিক মাতৃভাষা দিবস কিভাবে উদযাপিত হয় হ্যালিফ্যাক্সে দেখার জন্যে। February ইন্টারন্যাশনাল মাদার ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ ডে, আন্তর্জাতিক মাতৃভাষা দিবস। আইরিশরা কিন্তু নিজের ভাষার জন্য কম কষ্ট করেনি। পৃথিবীতে অনেক জাতি আছে, অনেক ত্যাগ স্বীকার করেছে, কিন্তু এইভাবে একটা ভাষাভিত্তিক জাতিরাষ্ট্র এটা বাংলাদেশেই সম্ভব হলো। এবং এ কারণেই 21শে ফেব্রুয়ারির মর্যাদাটা ঠিক আর 5টা আন্দোলনের মতো না, একটু সামান্য বেশি।
Right now, there are 19 tables here representing 17 different languages, which is fantastic. Our message today, if there's one, is your language is not only welcomed in Halifax, your language is deeply valued in Halifax.
এখানে এতগুলি ভাষাভাষী জনগোষ্ঠী অংশ নিয়েছে মেলাতে, গল্প বলার আসরে এবং গানের আসরে। এইটি আক্ষরিক অর্থে আন্তর্জাতিক মাতৃভাষা দিবস হিসেবে আমার কাছে অত্যন্ত গুরুত্বপূর্ণ বলে মনে হয়েছে।
India, we are representing the Hindi language society. Hindi would be the second largest population of the world.
All of them, they are Korean, but they don't speak Korean because they immigration here like when they were young.
So I speak Mi'kmaq, it's my first language. English is my second language. I know a little bit of French. The International Mother Language Day, it's terrific. It's fantastic. So thank you, Waladio. Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4.
তারপরে রাজাটা এই ধরনের যে একদিন না একদিন আমি আপনার সাহায্যে আসতে পারি, সেজন্য ওটার সঙ্গে সিংহ ওকে ছেড়ে দিলেন।
ভাষা মানুষকে আত্মপরিচয়ের ঠিকানাটা দেয়। অনুবাদ করে আমার ভাষার কাজটা হবে না, পুরোপুরি হবে না, হয়তো কাছাকাছি যাবে, মেসেজটা বাণীটা বলা যাবে, কিন্তু ভাষার একটা ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজের যে মিউজিক আছে সে মিউজিকটা মিস হবেই।
Who was involved in the liberation war time and language movement, and he witnessed everything.
You were there? Oh my gosh, it's an honor to have you here too, sir. That's wonderful. This library is really positioned to help be part of that more welcoming community and provide those cultural experiences. So International Mother Language Day and the language fair, that's going to be part of it, is just one more way that we can say, come in and see what a great community we have, and come in and see the diversity that we have, and it's so great. So.
Officially, we've recognized over 20 languages that our students speak
Great
at home here in the school. So once we noticed that last year, we realized that this was a great opportunity in order to help connect with the community at large, to invite individuals, families, members of the community that we wouldn't normally, that maybe would not feel comfortable coming into the building, especially when we're talking about something like language, because language can be such a barrier at times. So by celebrating something like the International Mother Language Day.
Well, today is International Mother Language Day. It marks a milestone in the history of Bangladesh, where people sacrifice their lives to earn the right to speak Bengali.
When we know each other culture, even how to say hello, how to say thank you, so we feel more inclusive. So once everybody knows that everybody has their unique value of their language and which is connected to the culture and value of the culture, so we will feel more inclusive, and it will give a belongingness, a sense of community, and that will promote the multiculturalism, and that will be a sustainable approach for multiculturalism. That is the only one. Bangladesh Community Association, this is the first official forum of Bangladeshis in Nova Scotia. We have a long history of immigrating to Nova Scotia since early 60. So it's officially started this organization in 2017, and right of way 2018-19, and this is 23rd year we are observing this. First year we are within the community, and the following year it was with the Multicultural Department, with HRM, and this year Halifax Language Consortium, Language Fair, all it is growing up. So it is growing up within last 3 years, and I think it got a good momentum that to connect the people, to make the awareness, and to promote the language and culture in Nova Scotia.
And whereas our mother language is critical in shaping our identity and in sharing and transmitting our culture and heritage, and whereas Nova Scotia is home to a great linguistic diversity, whether through the Mi'kmaq, the Gaels, and the Acadians, or our newcomers from all over the world who continue to enrich us and strengthen our communities. Therefore, on behalf of Premier Stephen McNeil, Premier of Nova Scotia, do hereby proclaim, of course, yesterday, February 21st, 2020, to be International Mother Languages Day in the province of Nova Scotia.
Our kids are growing up here, they're raised here, they're grown up here, they are very capable and they're fluent in English, but at the same time we wanted to let them know, they wanted to highlight our kids that Bangla is our mother language, we are proud of our language, and there are lots of activities that we can do in our language. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right.
Languages open doors to learning about and understanding cultures, both our own and other people's. We can all benefit from the pooled knowledge and experience of multiple cultures. Languages provide a strong link to our homelands, so can be very healing.
We must all remember together today, on Mother Languages Day, that we cannot take our languages for granted. They have to be protected and passed on to future generations, and most of all, do what we're doing today, which is appreciate the beauty that language brings into our lives. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful Mother Languages Day.
Be it resolved that the Halifax Regional Municipality can act as a leader in promoting the official languages as well as the languages of First Nations and those brought by generations of immigrants, and encourage all residents to observe and celebrate International Mother Language Day, recognizing the special role it plays in promoting cultural and linguistic diversity. Therefore, be it resolved that I, Deputy Mayor Lisa Blackburn, on behalf of Mayor Mike Savage and all of Halifax Regional Municipality Council, do hereby proclaim February 21st, 2020 as International Mother Language Day in HRM. On this date, February 21st, 2020. sir. I'm very proud to present this to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. They will be here for 4 days.
Out of 6,000 languages, more than 2,000 languages are dying languages.
For me, I never had that opportunity to have what would be my first language. I'm 7th generation in this province.
7th generation?
7 generations. If I go back 2 more generations, that puts my heritage in the United States as being enslaved. If I give 2 more generations, I'm back in Africa. So collectively, 10 generations ago, I probably would have known what was my language.
In my situation, my language is very old. We were talking about this in terms of our connection back to Sanskrit. I speak Gaelic language. Came here from Scotland with my ancestors in the late 18th century. It is part of what's called the Celtic family of languages, so Irish language, Manx, Gaelic, and distant cousins are Welsh, Breton, and Cornish. But the Celtic language actually goes back to Indo-European. And so too does Sanskrit. And the Indian languages that developed from Sanskrit. So all of these connections are quite remarkable. And they're very old, and people might say, well, what's the functionality, what's the use of a language, and that is that old? And I would say, well, how could it not be?
Somehow the message has to be given to the next generation coming up, that they never ever want to lose that language connection to their mother language. Because honestly, once you lose that, the oppressor has won, and we can't afford that.
Cat's name is Brucey. Okay.
When I was 7 years old, they took me somewhere where I couldn't speak. I only spoke my language. Then I lost my language. My children here, I have 6 sons. None of them can speak the Mi'kmaq language.
I know a little wee bit.
They all learn here and there. I was 7 years old when I went to residential school, and I didn't know how to speak English.
Right.
I only spoke Mi'kmaq. By the time I got out of there, maybe 7 years something, I could only speak English. I couldn't speak Mi'kmaq language anymore. My grandson, he was brought up by French people in Quebec. He speaks French.
Okay.
And I'm teaching him how to speak Mi'kmaq. And he speaks English.
The purpose of this song was just to instill pride back in our people. And it's, give me data minej means be proud. Be proud who you are, where you come from. Dandilil Nulti means like with your family, being indigenous. And almost our language almost became extinct. We have 13 Mi'kmaq communities in Nova Scotia, and lucky enough, Eskazoni were flourished in speaking our language.
কি খাচ্ছ তুমি? তোমার ভালো লাগে? আর কি ভালো লাগে তোমার? তোমার বাংলা ভালো লাগে?
আমি আমার বাংলা আর ইংলিশ কবিতা আছে বই আমি ওইটা ইংলিশ আর বাংলাতে একসাথে পড়তে পারবো।
আপনি টরন্টো ইউনিভার্সিটির যে প্রফেসর জিম কামিন্স আছে উনি রিসার্চ করে বের করলো যে একটা বাচ্চাটা যদি নিজের মাতৃভাষায় যদি বাসায় কথা বলে 3-4টা উনি পয়েন্ট বলছে স্কুলে ড্রপ আউটের সংখ্যা অনেক কমে যায়, একটা বাচ্চা নতুন ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ তাড়াতাড়ি শিখে এবং বাচ্চাটা যখন স্কুলে যায় স্কুলে যাওয়াটা তার কাছে মিনিংফুল হয়ে ওঠে, হ্যাঁ ফ্রুটফুল হয়ে ওঠে, এনজয়েবল হয়ে ওঠে।
আমি চাই যে আমাদের সংবিধান, আমাদের জাতীয় সঙ্গীত, আমাদের ভাষা আন্দোলন এগুলি তো তারাই বহন করবে, আমরা বহন করবো কবর পর্যন্ত? ইম্পসিবল। ওরা বহন করবে, তো ওদেরকে সে যোগ্যতা অর্জন করতে হবে এবং যোগ্যতা তো গ্র্যাজুয়েট হবে না।
আমি দেখি আমার বাচ্চা অলরেডি স্কুল থেকে যথেষ্ট পরিমাণ ইংরেজি এবং স্মার্টনেস, she is more over smart than me, but what is lacking is ও বাংলা বলতে পারছে কিনা এবং বাংলা বলার চেয়ে বাংলা সংস্কৃতির কাছাকাছি থাকছে।
জাতীয়তাবাদের এই চেতনাটি বাংলাদেশে যখন প্রতিষ্ঠিত হলো তার ভিত্তি ছিল ভাষা আন্দোলন। ভাষা আন্দোলন না হলে বাংলাদেশ হতো না। 1947-এ পাকিস্তান, 52-তে ভাষা আন্দোলন এবং 71-এ মুক্তিযুদ্ধ। ধীরে 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 জাতি নিজেকে চিনতে পেরেছে, ভাষার মর্যাদা এবং সম্মান বুঝতে পেরেছে, ভাষা যে বাতাসের মতো, পানির মতো, খাদ্যের মতো, ওষুধের মতো প্রয়োজন এটি অনুভব করেছে।
First of all, I must thank Halifax. It should be the model for International Mother Language Day. I have heard short stories in Spanish, French, Farsi, and also Chinese and Korean. I enjoyed that. The language movement was in Bengali, but International Mother Language Day, this movement started from Vancouver, I think, and Rafiqul Islam and his friends, they introduced this. It was because multiculturalism is not a mere political slogan, but Society of Canada, the politicians of Canada, and the Parliament, and who form the Constitution, they introduce this, and it's a very important thing to be together. A language is the expression of not only a nation's heritage and tradition, also his identity.
We have a replica here, as Ian has mentioned, of the Language Martyr Monument to my left on the stage here. To commemorate and demonstrate our respect and gratefulness for those who sacrificed their lives for their mother language, we would like to open today's ceremony by paying tribute to the Shahid Minar Monument, the monument that has come to symbolize the worldwide efforts to maintain mother languages. We would like to call upon the following guests to step forward to the stage to offer flowers to the monument. Mr. Hassan Habib, Chairperson of the Bangladesh Community Association of Nova Scotia. Mr. Andy Fillmore, Member of Parliament for Halifax. You're going to move just behind me. The Honorable Leo Glavine, Minister of Communities, Culture and Heritage, Government of Nova Scotia. Ms. Lisa Blackburn, Deputy Mayor of the Halifax Regional Municipality. And Mr. Asad Chaudhry, Bengali poet, writer, cultural activist from Bangladesh.